Scream 2022, Scream 5, Scream is finally here, and it's the next chapter in the Woodsboro Murders saga. Ghostface, he's back, and he's laying waste to, all the young teens of, poor Woodsboro High.
Yeah, and I feel like, okay, so the original Scream was very ahead of its time. It was very new and fresh. And them having to come back and do another Scream in 2022, it's like, okay, how can you twist what is going on now? Granted, yes, we had the one in 2011, but now we have another one now, and it's an interesting take that they take on in this Scream movie, and it's very much what we like to say, like a love letter, like an homage to the original Scream, to Wes Craven, as well.
And that's the thing about this movie, is it's so much of a love letter to the original Scream that it very much just feels like an updated version of the original Scream. But that isn't a bad thing. I love when history repeats itself.
Don't you know history repeats itself?
I love when it does end up coming full circle and we do get a tale that's told that's similar to what we had before, but yet there is a spin on the whole aspect of the story that does make it feel like there is a layered commentary that's being given to us with this movie. So when it came to the original Scream and the love for horror, I feel like things have elevated a little bit when it comes to horror, and they do a damn good job of incorporating that into this movie, all while giving us a discussion, or at least a taste of a discussion, that is had quite a bit more recently, especially when it comes to horror films and fandom.
That's as clear as I can make it.
Just like the movies that came before, this definitely dances around the line of being meta / satire when it comes to movies, when it comes to doing a movie like this movie, Scream.
Sure.
It is, at times, it is very self-aware of what it's trying to do, which is not a bad thing when it comes to a movie like this. But you kind of have to sit back and see, like, okay, what can they do to make this more so than the Scream that came before. And I feel like it fell flat a little bit in that aspect, where it's like, yes, we're getting a Scream movie, but it didn't, in my opinion, kind of add to what we've already had before. Sure. It kind of was just like, here's
a new take
on what we've already seen before.
Yeah, it doesn't add a whole lot of elements new to the story in terms of the horror movie that we saw back with the original Scream, but it does kind of give it an alternate universe feel, because we are going through some of the moments. Some of the writing is so clever. The utilization of Ghostface, I do feel like it was upgraded and elevated. If you took the original and you added a little something to it, it worked and it was entertaining. Yes, writing the fine line of satire and meta, I do feel like there is a very big possibility that you could fall off onto one way or the other and feel like it's too meta or feel like it's too satirical. So right. I don't know. I'm going to be really curious to hear what the general public, the people that haven't been chomping at the bit for Scream, who haven't been piped into the social pipeline of the commentary that you typically get from a Scream movie. But I do feel like there is so much more in this movie to enjoy as a Scream lover, but it does lack some of that depth and heart that we got from the first original trilogy, including the fourth film. I do feel like there's plenty to enjoy, but at the same time, it does feel a little surface at times.
Very much so. There are some characters that do stand out. Some of the newer characters stand out to in this movie that you're like, okay, that was an interesting way that they incorporated these new characters into the movie and why everything is happening at Woodsboro. But then there are some characters that are kind of forgettable, and it's like, why even have them there in those moments? Like, it just didn't fit. And I felt like it was a throwaway Very much so. It was very a little bit disappointing in that aspect.
Because it felt like they were created just to make other characters do stupid things or die themselves.
Right.
So, I mean, it was a little lackluster when it came to some of them. But again, some of the other characters, especially those that are taking over the movie themselves, do a much better job. And I would like to see, where some of these characters do go if we do end up getting another sequel to their story. The violence is there, it's brutal, there is quite a few kills, there are some surprises. I do love the utilization of the jump scares. That's something that I really enjoy with Scream. And the music by Brian Tyler, Marco Beltrami did the original music, and I feel like Brian Tyler was a great placeholder for Marco Beltrami. It did not feel like Marco Beltrami was missing in any way, shape, or form. To a certain point, that there was an inclusion, in my opinion, that I did not like from Marco Beltrami's score. It wasn't his fault. That does come back into this movie here. So it was like he was trying too hard to be like the Scream movies, but at the same time, when it came to the kills, when it came to the stalking, when it came to the ghost face nature, the music, soundtrack, and score is very much in the vein of what you would want from a Scream movie, which is something that I was actually really concerned about.
One of the things that I like about the Scream movies is the commentary, like we talked about before, and I think that that is probably one of its stronger points in the movie. But like you said earlier, it is going to be kind of like, where do the general audience will land with the commentary that it is in this movie? Because I feel like a lot of it is more of a niche when it comes, like, if, like you said, you're down, you are one of those read the Hollywood Reporter or on film Twitter a lot and stuff like that too, that you kind of like, oh, okay, I understand where they're going with this conversation, whereas somebody who, yes, might enjoy the Scream movies for what they are, but go into this and not like understand what they're trying to say
or care. They may
yeah.
just pick up the surface level stuff that they're showing. Again, kind of like what we did with the original Scream movies. You do deep dives, you figure out what are the Easter eggs, what are they saying here, what is this a reference to, just in terms of things that have taken place in past horror movies. And this one is more, again, love letter back to the original Scream movie. So, I mean, you do kind of have a closed loop, so to speak, in terms of knowledge, and where I feel like general public, if they weren't, heavy on the, lore that is Scream, I'm really curious to how they'll feel watching this movie.
Right, because there are certain moments too where they do the fan service. So, like, if you know Scream, you'll know these certain points in the movie. But at which I liked, because it didn't feel like they were forcing these fan service in there.
Right.
It very felt like, oh, I see what you did there, but not in like a cheesy way.
Sure.
Like, it felt like it flowed with what they're trying to do. And a lot of times, you draw that line when it comes to movies that came before, and you're doing another movie in that franchise, and you want to have that legacy come over, but it's like, how much of that fan service is too much fan service versus like where I feel like it's decent enough of fan service, and here I feel like it was decent enough.
And again, you ride that line. When does it become too much and when does it not? Does it keep you entertained? Does it hold you at bay? And it did. It held us at bay throughout the whole movie, beginning to end. Again, I just felt like there should have been a little more heart in certain aspects of the story. But again, that's going really die hard when it comes to the love for Scream. When you want the world, but they only give you a taste, you know? So at the same time, man, they give us some badass Ghostface moments, things that we haven't seen from Ghostface, tools and tactics that have not been utilized by Ghostface, or they're updated in a way that is perfect for a Scream movie. But also, when it comes down to it, the trailer does kind of, in my opinion, ruin a story aspect of the movie. So I would not watch the trailer if you haven't. There's a new trailer I know that came out, the final trailer. I say don't watch that one either. Just go in not knowing anything, because one of the reveals is kind of a big deal in this movie. And I feel like, man, the trailer just tried to go and ruin it all. But damn it, I could not watch the Scream trailer when it dropped, because I just had to know more when it came to this movie, and I want to go back. I want to watch another one. We will be doing a full spoiler breakdown of this movie. We're going to go watch it again. We had the good fortune to be able to see this movie ahead of time before it released. So yeah, it's definitely one that I feel like it's going to be exciting to go through those reveals once again. As exciting as the first Scream movie? No. But still another fun whodunit in the world of Ghostface, Woodsboro, Sydney, and the whole gang that is the Scream anthology, saga, story, lore. I love it all, and if they keep making sequels, I'm cool with it. But guys, definitely check out Scream. If you can, I know things are getting kind of crazy right now, but yeah, if you can go to a showing and check it out, have fun, do the guessing thing. I mean, that's the best part about going to these movies is when you run into a brick wall and you realize, well, shit, my prediction was completely wrong, which happened to me while watching this movie. But guys, let us know, what is your favorite Scream movie? Tell us down in the comments below. Mine's always the OG original.
Mine is also the OG original Scream.
But tell us what yours is down there. You can also like and subscribe.
And to the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Discord.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kick into the party, fuel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Check out our reactions to Cobra Kai. We just went through the entire 4th season. All 10 episodes. Reactions are available on our channel now. Thank you guys so much, and as always,
now it's time to say goodbye.
This party is over.
Bye.
Bye.